Delta Airlines is commonly considered one of the best major American air carriers. But in this video, I put that assumption to the test, as I fly on an Airbus A321 from Raleigh-Durham International Airport in North Carolina to Atlanta International Airport in Georgia. This review is part 3 of my comparison of the service of America's Big Three: American, Delta, and United. Stay tuned. After a few days in Raleigh, I was ready to head home. If you haven't already, make sure to check out my flight review to Raleigh from Washington, D.C. as part 2 of my comparison series. After entering the airport, I made my way through a long security line. The security line may have been long, but moved quickly, and in no time I was through. I had checked in online and was only traveling with a carry-on, so no baggage drop-off was necessary. After security, I walked around the terminal, or rather stumbled upon my gate that was conveniently placed right across from security. The gate seemed small relative to the capacity of the large narrow-body we'd be flying on to Atlanta. Eventually, I made my way to the windows, which unfortunately had blinds, which impaired the view out onto the tarmac. Regardless, the up-close view of the crew inside the cockpit preparing for the flight was intriguing. The aircraft I'd be flying in for the next 1.5 hours was an Airbus A321-200. Before boarding begins, make sure to consider subscribing to my channel. More great aviation content is on the way, including new flight reviews just like this one. Also, check the pinned comment below for an opportunity to get $10 for free using my Cash App referral code. That being said, we were finally ready for boarding. After spending some time in the jet bridge, I made my way into the aircraft. This particular A321 was outfitted with 20 first class seats in the front and 171 economy class seats, divided between 29 Delta Comfort Plus seats and 142 of Standard Economy. I was seated near the back of the plane, in Standard Economy. If you'd like to see me review Delta's Comfort Plus product in a future video, make sure to hit that like button down below. Before long, I had found my place and started looking around me. My legroom wasn't amazing, but felt identical to both American and United in my previous 2 flights. Also important to consider is that I do happen to be 6'4", so the legroom will be fine for most. I will note, however, that the seat did feel more wide, which proves accurate as Delta outfits their A321s with 18-inch wide seats. Unfortunately, I was stuck without a window seat, and was thus unable to record our takeoff. As we taxied across the tarmac, the Delta safety video started to play, and I, eventually, took a look at the earbuds that were handed out. Before long, we were soaring over the Raleigh sky. After climbing for a bit, I looked up and noticed that Delta provided individual air vents for better air quality during our flight. Soon after I noticed that fact, flight attendants served, in the absolute dark, complimentary beverages, for which I chose a ginger ale, and snacks, for which I chose both the classic Biscoff cookies and also some sun chips. This provision of refreshments during this flight felt refreshing compared to my last flight with United. Interestingly enough, the excuse for the lack of refreshments on my flight with United was turbulence, of which we experienced on this flight as well. In fact, the turbulence was even more severe than it was on my United flight, yet we were still served a drink and snacks. After the turbulence died down, I felt that it was time to explore the IFE system provided on this flight, a form of entertainment lacking from both my American and United flights. The entertainment system felt fast and useful, with both a handy map feature that actually allows you to zoom in and out, but also details regarding the aircraft and, arguably most importantly, plentiful options in the form of movies, TV shows, and live TV. They also provided Wi-Fi, which I could get for free with my T-Mobile plan, though it did barely work throughout the whole flight. All of a sudden, the flight landed. I'm really not used to short flights, but this was an example of a short flight that demonstrated great service from both the crew, but also showcased Delta's up-to-date cabin and technology. I had soon walked out of the aircraft and took one final look at the aircraft that had taken us on the journey of about an hour and a half. The reliable workhorse, Airbus A321. The service I felt on this flight was refreshing, and really the only aspect I can complain about is the Wi-Fi acting somewhat unreliable. Do you want to see me compare my last 3 flights on American, United, and finally Delta? Or even in the future a review of the iconic Delta 717? Make sure to have your notification bell on to get notified when the next episode releases. If you like this type of aviation content, consider becoming a channel member. For as little as $1 a month, join our newest channel member, Quantum, and gaining access to old content from my channel, exclusive roles on my Discord server, behind the scenes access, and recognition in each of my videos. That's it for this video. I'll see you in the next.